Hi guys, it's Jody. Today's video I want to have some fun with a transfer swipe and maybe a palette knife swipe. I've got a couple more of the new This Little Piggy pigments that just came out in the release, and I haven't played around with them yet. I haven't tested them, so I wanted to do it in this transfer swipe and see what happens. So that's what we're going to do today. So let's go get started. We are going to go over all the paints on the cell activator first before we get started painting today. So I've just got a few colors here, but I do have two more of the This Little Piggy pigments that they are out now, but they were newly released. So the first one, and I am so excited to use this, it's called Lagoon, and that's what it looks like in the container. It almost reminds me of the PBO Iridescent, the green blue or the blue green. This is actually a little bit more on the green side, but I mean, it's just gorgeous. You can see that in the light. This is mixed with my Dutch Boy Joe Sonja. And then the second one I have is called Latte. And it's kind of a, well, it's a latte color. It looks almost like a creamy beige sort of with a, I can't even tell what the undertone is because it almost looks like it's gold, but it's so pretty. There's what that looks like. Hopefully the light is catching it. You might be able to see it better as we're playing around with it, but that is that one, and that is also with my Dutch Boy Joe Sonja. Then I have the Permanent Violet Dark, the Golden Fluid, and someone mentioned to me Golden did discontinue this. I stocked up because I absolutely love this color. The only place I have found it, still haven't found it anywhere online, but Michael's stores still have it, both in the fluid and the high flow. So if you're looking for that color, that's the only place I have found it. I just have a little bit left, and then this is my Valspar of Urethane Pouring Medium. And then I still have a bunch of the Arteza, the Magenta Lights mixed up. And again, this is the Valspar of Urethane Pouring Medium. And those are the colors we're going to use today. And I've got 3 cell activators. I don't know if I'm going to use all of them. Story of my life. I've got my black. This is still the Amsterdam Oxide Black with the Australian Floetrol, but this one was mixed at 2-to-1 instead of 4-to-1. Then I have my titanium white still. This is the Atelier Interactive. This is 4-to-1. I almost forgot what I was saying, but this is the Atelier Interactive mixed with the Australian Floetrol at 4-to-1. And then I mixed up a new gold because my last couple of videos, I'm really loving the Atelier Interactive paints for the cell activator with the Australian Floetrol. Those bubble cells I'm still just dying over them. And I saw that I had a gold in my drawer for the Atelier Interactive. So I mixed it up, but I also added a little bit of that PBO, the Precious Gold that I've been using, just to kind of thin it out just a little bit. I did do it at 4-to-1. I originally mixed it with, and it does look a little bit thick, but we're going to roll with it. I did originally mix it up with just the Atelier Interactive Gold at 4-to-1. Mixed it up. I mean, it took a lot to mix because that is a really, really heavy body paint. And then I just added a little squirt of the PBO Precious Gold in there, but that's what that consistency looks like. So now let's go paint. All right, for today's piece, I have got an 11x14 canvas. I'm kind of mixing it up a little. I know I've been going kind of big the last few, but I've got all range of sizes of canvases and I'm running out of the super big ones. So we're just going to go with the flow today. And I really like these oval canvases. I get these at Hobby Lobby. And before we put the pillow down, what I kind of want to do today, and we're going to let the paint talk again, because I'm really digging what the paint has to say lately. I want to kind of do smaller transfer swipes and maybe, you know, a couple of palette knife swipes as well, just to kind of have it be loosely abstract. So I already showed you all the paints. The pillow is my normal Glidden Premium in Satin. So I'm going to spread this out and I'll be right back. I'm going to start my transfer swipe over here on my very dirty board. And I think put down some pink. It's a lot of pink actually, but I'm all right with that. And then I've got the Lagoon. Gosh, this is just gorgeous. Load that up. And then I've got the Latte. This is so luscious. I almost want to drink it. Don't drink your paints, but it's gorgeous. And finally, I've got the Permanent Violet Dark. I hope I have enough. We're going to be scraping. I've just got the black on there for this one to start. Should I put a little gold? Let's put a little gold on there just to be fancy. I'm just gonna put a little bit. There we go. I'll load up my knife again. I've just got black over on this one. Oops, messed that up a little, but that's all right. Sometimes you get something cool out of it. Woo! That is pretty. All right. All right, I am gonna take right here, I think, and we're gonna start right in the middle. This time. I always start at the edges, and a few people have mentioned, why don't you start in the middle? So that's what I'm gonna do and see what happens. All right, take some more. Little bit. Let's try that again over here. My ribbons aren't as good here. You get some really cool effects over here. Or I might just go over it. Actually, I'm gonna just go over this one. There we go. Cover that up. I think that's it for the transfer swipes right now. I dig that. I think I want to add in just a couple of little palette knife swipes before we bring it over to the spinner box. This is going to be totally chaotic and totally abstract, but we're having fun. All right, I'm going to take this palette knife again and I'm going to load it up and I'll show you. All right, I have got the black, the gold, and then I have the purple, the Lagoon, and the Latte. And I want to go right here. I like that. I think I'm going to do the same thing, but over here. That is so pretty. Oh my gosh. That lagoon coming through is just gorgeous. All right, that's pretty dang cool. I've got way too much paint on here, but this was just a lot of fun. Note to self, use a bigger canvas next time, but that was so much fun right there. All right, I am going to meet you over at the spinner box, and we're going to spin a lot of this paint up and see what comes of it. There it is. Got a smaller piece so I can pick it up and kind of show you a little bit closer before we get started. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to spin first, and then we'll see where everything flies and how I want to guide it. Whoa! Oh, those two right in the middle are just gorgeous. And then these transfer swipes here. This little mess here, it's actually opening up and it looks kind of cool. But I do want to give it another spin. Oh yeah. It almost looks like a dueling something in the middle. I don't know what yet, but I am totally digging it. Just move this. Come on. Just a little bit this way because I want some more paint to go off this way. Give one more. There we go. Oh, I feel like I want one more spin. Whoa. Almost there. Almost there. I just want to make sure I take off enough paint. I'm losing a lot of that cool ribbon effect down there, but that's all right. This is opening up so nicely, and I just love how the transfer swipes are kind of in the background there. I think I just got about enough paint off. Yeah, that's it. Right there. We're good. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Oh, yeah. All right. There's what that looks like. I'm going to get cleaned up, and I will bring you over for the flyover of this guy. All right. Here is the flyover. This guy. I'm going to bring you in. I've got my flash on because there are so many shimmers in here from the lagoon and the latte, and I just love how they blend in there. You get kind of the multicolored cells right there, that the latte's in the middle, and then you've got the lagoon around it. But I just love how the paint moves, especially right there where it's just kind of folding in on each other, and then kind of the background is just nice swishies. If that's a word, that's my word, swishies. I love this right here, where you get every color in the cell. I just love that a lot. I can't wait to see what this looks like dry. It's so super shimmery. So I will be back once it's dried to show you the dried results. And I'm back to show you the piece we just did, how it dried. And it dried beautifully, exactly as you saw it wet. So let me flip you around and I'll kind of bring you in for all the details of this piece. Here it is as a whole before I bring you in and kind of show you all the detail of it. I love the movement of it, but I definitely still have to work on my layering. I want a bit more 3D effect, and I thought I would get it. It looked like it wet, but dried. It kind of blended in together, but the shimmers in here are just really gorgeous. And this lagoon and that latte, just beautiful. And I'll pick it up and show you kind of the shimmers once I get done with this close up here, but I love those cells right there. And some of this, like it just, all those striations and those little layers in there, I love stuff like that, even more than cells sometimes. And then down here, when I was trying to kind of do those ribbons where I was just pouring it on there, that kind of fell off. I've done a few off camera and they've worked out a little bit better, but if you can see, oof, that lagoon, I am definitely going to be using that more. I really like the latte, but I don't use light colors very often. I like the contrast between the two though. And I really like this gold cell activator in here with it, kind of intermixed with the black. But there's some really nice soft shimmers. I think I'm going to resin this one. It kind of looks pretty cool that way too. It almost looks like a really soft Easter egg. Or this way too. Just because the shape is an oval, it looks like an egg. It reminds me of a really psychedelic Easter egg. But so let me flip you around. I'll give you my final thoughts. Overall, this piece just dried beautifully, and I love, it's kind of understated. I love the softness of it, but I think a coat of resin will make it a little bit more bold. That shimmers will definitely come out in this piece. I love that lagoon in there. We're gonna play with that again, maybe the next video. So with that, let me know what you think of this piece. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. So thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.